Hi, welcome to week 11 in English 102. I hope you all are doing well, staying safe, staying inside, and staying healthy. What we are going to do this week, is you're going to finish up your synthesis assignment and revise that. Remember, it's just a paragraph if you're doing the basics. If you're going for a higher grade and you want to do the extra labor, you're writing a whole essay. If you choose to do the paragraph option, you can use that same topic again for your research assignment, which is the next one. So if we look at the course, here we go. We're going to look at the course. Let me share my screen. So if we look at the course, you're going to see, again, that at the top here, there's the updated syllabus, and then there's that space for you to vent, ask any questions, or talk about any issues related to being online and all this coronavirus craziness. Then you've got your brainstorming for the research assignment for week 11. That's the week that we're in. So you're going to post 3 to 5 topic ideas for your research argument paper. So that's what you're going to do right here. Remember that these need to be topics that you can make an argument about, and that you will need to find sources on the topic. So think about topics you're passionate about or that you really want to research and find out more about. As you think about those topics, also think about how you can narrow down the topic to fit into a 3 to 5 page essay. So if you choose a really big topic, you're going to find a way to narrow it down and make it a smaller topic to fit in here. You don't have to commit to a topic yet when you do this. It's just a space for us to kind of collect and brainstorm ideas, and you might see other people's ideas and then you're like, oh, I'm going to switch my topic, and that's fine. Or you start doing research and you're like, I don't want to do this topic anymore. That's fine too. So this is due by Thursday this week before midnight. So that's when this one is due. And then if we go back to the main screen, go to home or go to modules, you'll see everything there for the week. There's also a link to the full directions for the research argument essay. I'm not going to go over those yet. So the synthesis final assignment is due on Sunday evening. So that's this Sunday. That's April. Let me look at my calendar here. That's my calculator. That will be due on Sunday, April 5th. So the discussion board where you're brainstorming for the next essay is going to be due Thursday, the 2nd of April, but you're not starting that paper yet because you're finishing and finalizing the synthesis assignment final draft, which is due April 5th before midnight. So that's Sunday. So when you're working on this or you're working on your research assignment, I've also added all of these writing resources. So each of these tells you a little bit about whatever the topic is. So this one is all about how to write introduction. So if you're one of those people who's like, wow, I really never know what to do when I want to write an introduction for a paper, you can open this up, and this talks you through several options. So see these bold ones right here, and then it gives you an example of an introduction that does that well. So those are just some options for you for writing introductions. The second one down here is ways to introduce quotations. So this has a whole lot of templates for ways to introduce quotations. And we went over some of these before. This just gives you even more. So when there's an X here, you're putting the author's name, and then you're saying X acknowledges that, and then you could quote or agreed that or argues. These are some ways to introduce quotations, and then explaining them. Remember, you always want to sandwich your quotation with an introduction and then an explanation. It takes you through and talks about if you're going to disagree with something, signaling who's talking, and then at the very bottom there's some commonly used transitions there for you so that you can do that. Let me get back to, whoops, that's not it. That's not it either. Hold on, getting back there. Let me get back. Okay, so we're back on our course page. we're going to, and then there's another one that's just gives you information on parts of an argument. So if you just want a refresher on how to how to organize an argument, that's there, but that's more for the argument paper. And then the last one is writing conclusions. So if you need help writing a conclusion, again, you don't have to do this for the synthesis assignment. If you're going for that basic B grade, you're just doing a paragraph. If you're going for the A, you're doing a whole essay. So, and that's all described in the synthesis assignment. So if we go back to our modules, then you've got your research argument essay. And I'm going to talk about that just briefly, just so you kind of know what's coming up next. This is a slow one that we're going to work on for a while. So, so this one is just, you're going to research and write an argumentative essay. So you're going to try to persuade a group of readers to do something. So it could be as simple as a call to change someone's mind. So you might be changing people's minds. You might get somebody to develop a new habit, or it could be a complex plan to enact some kind of change. So the goal of this essay is to use research to persuade your readers that something should happen. It'll be a 3 to 5 page essay that's double spaced, of course, and a minimum of 3 sources that you're finding for it. So you've got your labor directions here. The first thing you're doing, this is what you're doing this week, as you're just brainstorming possible topic ideas for your essay. So that's all you're doing this week. Then you'll dive into more as the weeks go on. But right now, I just want you to kind of think about, wow, what kind of topics could be argumentative? And then you're going to type some of those, 3 to 5, post them in the discussion board by Thursday. I'll put in responses as we're going through the week, so you can kind of see like, oh, okay, if I'm thinking about this idea, I might need to narrow it down. So I'll add some topics. After you post your 3 to 5 ideas, you'll see the whole discussion board. I just have it set to where you don't see other people's ideas until you post your own, so that you actually have to each come up with 3 to 5 topics. That way I'm hoping we'll come up with a variety of topics. And you know, sometimes if you get really stuck with it, you might Google, but you also might think about things that are relating to your life right now. So you might think about COVID-19. A few people wrote their synthesis assignments on that. Are we doing the right thing by quarantining like we are and staying at home, and the social distancing? You might do some research and come up with some sort of argument on that. Did we not act fast enough? And now, you know, it's going to take us longer to have to isolate and all of that stuff. Or you could do something with online education. Obviously, this is affecting all of us right now. So if you wanted to talk about online education, you could talk about something like that. So those are just a couple ideas of what's affecting you personally right now, but you might have other ideas. Police brutality is a hot topic. Whether or not NFL players and other players should be able to take a knee during the national anthem. Those are some really interesting arguments that get into things like free speech and racism in our society. And so those are really interesting topics too. But you can come up with anything at all. So anything at all that you want to write about is totally fine. If you have any questions, as always, send me a message on Canvas, or feel free to give me a call. I'll put my cell phone number in the announcement and message that I send out this morning, so you'll have it again. Honestly, I'm just at home working from here, so I'm here for you all, whatever you need. Have a good week, stay safe, and let me know if you have any questions or issues or anything comes up. Oops, okay. Wait, I need to stop my video. Okay.